What's up, boys and girls? We're going to do a little sauna session live. See what's up. Never done one of these in the sauna, so maybe my phone catches on fire. Maybe it got in this area, but up here is hot. We're sitting at 176, and figured I'd hop on and take some questions. As you guys know, a lot of times, don't put your questions down here in the comments. Put them down that little icon that says ask Mike a question, and we'll get to a couple of them and see what we got here. How will you deal with Conor's counter-strike? Got to admit, it's one of the best that we've ever seen. It's one of the best in the game, and even though I don't believe it's as good as 2016, as good as 2018, he's still thrown it millions of times. So that muscle memory, that myelin that he's laid down to be able to see and navigate and negotiate the distance and the timing, it's still there. So it's something that we're thinking about. It's something that we're working on. It's something that we're going to be cognizant of. However, it's not going to be something that we are overly worried about. If you guys know how I fight, you guys see the way that I fight. I'm worried about me, focused on me, and coming forward and putting my foot on the gas and letting the fight happen as it may. But it's still dangerous and something we got to think about. How are you going to deal with McGregor at the press conference? I'm holding it loosely. I'm visualizing it a little bit, being able to see it before I get there. You know, they're going to be big. It's going to be the biggest press conference I've ever done, obviously. The most watched press conference I've ever been a part of. And it's going to have to be something that I prepare for. I'm not really that worried about it. I'm not a man alive that can say anything to rattle me or get under my skin. He will try, I'm sure, and he's very good at it. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a new experience for me. It's going to be me going out and testing myself in a realm that I have never been in. I've done big UFC press conferences as the main event, as one of the guys on the pay-per-view, as one of the key attractions, the marquee attractions, but I've never been part of one that's going to be this big. So I think it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have some laughs. I think I'm going to lose some verbal exchanges. I think I'm going to win some verbal exchanges. But either way, it will be entertaining and it will be fun. But good question. Haven't been asked that yet. How do you control your weight so well? I'm trying to bulk. Well, Frank Magistro, there is no secret, guys. And I know I've said this before. You know, a lot of people ask me, how do I bulk? How do I lose weight? How do I shed fat? How do I gain muscle? How do I lose weight, get better cardio? I mean, there's really no secret. It's just being brilliant with the basics and be willing to build it brick by boring brick. A lot of you guys know I have my fitness community, my walk-on fitness app. So I have a bunch of my programs, and Frank or anybody else on here who's maybe a little bit undersized for their liking and they want to add muscle. So months ago, I think it was January, when Conor called for the fight at 185, I knew the fight wasn't going to happen until June. Both not because of what he said, but because of what the UFC said. I knew the fight wasn't going to happen until June. So I thought, you know what? Let's act as though the fight is happening at 185. Let's put on a little bit of muscle. I don't mind putting on a little bit of muscle. I think it makes you stronger, obviously. And in the way that I train, I'm still able to be fast and explosive. So we did a 4-week bulking program, Frank. So you can go join walkonfit.com, Walk On Fitness on the Apple store and the Google Play store. And what is Walk On Fitness? It is my proprietary fitness app. And right now, it really is a fitness app. But we're going to be adding more live situations like this where I can hop on and talk and speak to my community, answer questions, kind of walk on wisdom style like I have with my podcast. And we just want to build an amazing community. We've got a ton of people in it right now. And a lot of people are very happy with it. And we're adding more and more trainers. We're adding more and more programs, more and more mindset, diet, nutrition, supplementation, and then also obviously programs like you guys, like I'm talking to Frank about. So anybody who wants to gain muscle mass, do our bulking program. Anybody who wants to become a better athlete, maybe you're 14 years old and you're playing high school football, that 6-week total body train like an athlete program, there's 2 of them. That's the kind of workouts you want to be doing, getting bigger, faster, stronger, more explosive, creating more power in your movements, moving laterally left and right, jumping up and down. If you just want to be a gym rat and get in there and build some muscle in your upper body or build some muscle in your lower body, we got a 4-week upper body program, 4-week lower body program. And if you're a beginner and you've never lifted a weight before in your life and you're afraid to, or maybe you're a little bit out of shape, or you're a little bit overweight, or you're a little bit lack of confidence, you can go through these 20-minute circuit body weight workouts on your phone by hitting play on one of our body weight exercises, and I will coach you and put you through the 20-minute workout. So walkonfit.com and Walk On Fitness. That's how you walk. Starting to sweat, getting some sweat in my eyes. This is great. Someone says you'll do what you're told. Real original. Man, why are you so inactive? You would have fought. Okay, this is a good one. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Nice. Man, why was you so inactive? You would have fought more in these recent years. Yeah, I would have. And guess what? It wouldn't have been as big as this one. People can talk about your weight and people can talk about your wasting your prime. People can talk about you're doing this and you're doing that. You ain't me and I ain't you, and I'm running my own race. And Wawa and all the other millions of people who have said things about me waiting. Anybody in the sport of mixed martial arts, whether they are lying to you or not, or you think they're telling you the truth, they would have done exactly what I did. They would have done exactly what I did, and trust me, they're all enviable. Or sorry, they're all full of envy of my enviable position that I'm in right now. They can act like they're tough guys, and they would have fought 4 times in the time that I sat out. Come on. Yeah, maybe you could have. Maybe you would have. Wouldn't have fought 4 times anyway. I fight the best guys in the world, top 5 guys nonstop. So you ain't fighting 4 times in 12 months. It's just not happening these days. Everybody averages about 2 fights per year these days when you get into the top 5. So maybe I missed out on 1 or 2 fights, but none of them are even going to even hold a candle to what is about to happen June 29th. Eyeballs, platform, finances, everything. So we let the internet talk, and we let the trolls troll, and we let the opinionated have their opinions, and we run our own race. Why? Because winners focus on winning while losers focus on the winners. You. Wawa. Nice. That's why I did it. And it's a fine question. Everybody can have their questions, but that's great. Phone's sweaty. Can't click the button anymore. Someone said oil up. Oh man, it's getting real sweaty in here to answer these questions. Can you oil yourself up? I'm not even sure what we're talking about here, but how much more locked in have you been lately? Conor says we focus on movie premieres. I've been locked in. I've known the fight has been June 29th for months. Was never offered another fight, so people can say what they want about me not fighting. UFC runs the ship. It's bad business for the UFC to keep me out of fighting. It's really bad business to have one of their guys who always puts butts in seats who people love to watch and fight. It's really bad business. So some of the best businessmen in the world made a business decision to keep a guy sitting out who they know sells pay-per-views. So they never once offered me a fight. So obviously they wanted this fight for me. I wanted this fight. Conor wanted this fight. And I've been focused on this fight now, obviously, for over a year now. And I've been training hard the last 3-4 weeks, laying down the foundation. Next week, we start 100% training camp, clean everything up, and we are 100% dialed in because it's 65 days from now as we speak. So it was a long road. It was an interesting road, but there's a lot of positives that came from it. Got to spend more time with my family than I ever have. Built some businesses, invested in some businesses, made some money, built a brand, built a career, more of a career without taking a ton of damage. My body feels phenomenal. As most of you guys know, I turned 38 years old yesterday, and you can believe me or not, but I still feel like I'm 25. So I'm living a dream, and this body is holding up phenomenally. This body is performing phenomenally. I've spent the last 3 weeks in Florida on and off, 3 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 3 days off, laying down a foundation. And it really is like riding a bike. get in there moving with Hinder Hoof, get in there moving with my training partners, obviously picking a couple training partners who are southpaw, a little bit more karate stance, working on all aspects of my game, and your boy feels good, man. So I've been very focused, and I don't think Conor's just focused on movie premieres. I honestly, people are underestimating Conor, and I guess I get shat on a lot for giving Conor too much credit, but I've studied him enough to know that just because the dude's got a ton of money in the bank, just because the dude's on Hollywood movie screens, doesn't mean that he doesn't have a passion for doing exactly what we want to do, and he doesn't have a purpose on his life that does entail trying to knock me out June 29th, 65 days from now. So therefore, I think he's more motivated than you guys think, and I am training as such. So it's getting hot in here. It's only been about 15 minutes, I guess, or 10 minutes with you guys now, but I appreciate you guys being on this journey. Throw some comments in real quick, and I'll just read them as I go. Nick Duncan says, most difficult thing about fighting, is it mentally or physically? It's definitely mentally. Mentally is more important than physical. You got to have the physical gifts. You got to put in the physical work, but without the mental aspect of the game, without the mental grind and be able to handle the pressures, the workload, without being able to handle failure, without being able to handle setbacks, without being able to handle the lifestyle, because it is a very interesting lifestyle, especially when you get to a fight of this magnitude. So guard thy mind. You are what you are and where you are because of what is going on inside of your mind. So, Jaden Omlinson, what is the best part of training camp? Best part of training camp is when it's over. The best part of training camp is when you go out there and you fight, you get your hand raised, or even if you lose, it's still the best part of training camp. Because you know you did the best you possibly could with the time allotted, with the workload that was put on you, with the decisions that you needed to make, flexing your discipline muscles, your faith muscles, and the best part is always when it's over.